Hello everyone and welcome to a youth and young adult video. Last week we had Sabbath school online via Zoom, and that was met with a lot of positive feedback because they enjoyed the personal interaction even if it wasn't actually in person. So we're going to try that again this week, same time, 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to be a part of that, everyone is welcome. Please email hsdacm@gmail.com. That email address will be in the description below. Send an email to that address asking for the Zoom link and I will send it to you. If I already have your contact info, you'll know that by whether or not you got a link last week. I'll send this week's link to you again. And for Hagerstown members, remember that I will have our church secretary send out an email with that link as well. But of course, remember, this is not just for Hagerstown members. If you've been watching our videos, wherever you may be in the country or the world, you are more than welcome to tune in. As I said before, just go down and send an email to that address, and I'll send you the Zoom link. And once again, the timing for it is 2:30 to 3:30 this Saturday, June 13, 2020. And that is Eastern Standard Time in case you're tuning in from somewhere else in the country or the world. We'll be going over the Inverse Bible Study Guide, which I'll put a link to in this description of this video. The theme for the quarter has been Finding God's Will, and the theme for this week has to do with parent-child or child-parent relationships. That's what we'll be covering in that Zoom conversation. How might a child's parent or a parent's child have an effect on God's plan for their life? A major example that comes to my mind is Abraham and Isaac. Isaac literally was the fulfillment of God's plan for Abraham's life. An example that the inverse lesson brings up is Hannah and Samuel. That story brings up a few questions on my mind that, if you're interested, we'll talk about at the lesson as well. For example, was it God's will for Hannah to remain barren until she poured her heart out in prayer at the temple begging for a son? By Hannah promising that Samuel would work and live at the temple, was she forcing God's hand? Was she forcing Samuel's hand? Without making that promise, would God's plans for Samuel have been different? The same? Was Hannah's husband a jerk by comforting her, saying, "Isn't my love worth more than 10 sons?" when clearly her love wasn't worth more than one son to him because he married a second wife? Personally, I think yes, that was a jerk move. It was also kind of a jerk move for just marrying a second person in general. But anyways, for the Sabbath School Zoom session, I want you to do two things. First is to read 1 Samuel chapter 1, where you can find the story of Hannah. Second is to think of some other biblical parent-child or child-parent relationships that you want to talk about. That way we can all take a look together and discuss how that person's parent or that person's child had an effect on God's plan for their life. I hope to see you there. Please remember to send an email to hsdacm@gmail.com. It's in the description for the Zoom link and for any other questions you might have. Of course, while you're checking out the description, please remember to click subscribe and hit the bell so that you get notifications when new content is uploaded on this channel. And as always, we're praying for you. God bless. See you later on this channel.